Halfshelltoys, rocking the flipping history. Nostalgia's where it's at, I can prove it, calling here.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Halfshelltoys and Collectibles. It is Tuesday, April 8th. I didn't do any filming yesterday because I wasn't feeling well, but I did come into the office and I did ship our items that we sold over the weekend and listed a few things and then just went back in the house. So in this video, I'm going to throw up some images up on the screen to show you guys what we sold over the weekend, talk about the price, what we sold them for, and then we will move into what we sold Monday and so far today on Tuesday. So the first item that we sold over the weekend was this Duran Cherry Kansas City Chiefs rookie card from 1984. It was in really good condition. It's a little off-center, so it's not something that can be graded or anything like that. And his rookie card isn't worth a ton. But I did price this at, I believe I priced it at $2.50, and it was on sale, and I took an offer on it for $1.79 plus shipping. Now it's going standard envelope, so it was only 69 cents to ship, but I believe I charged the buyers 97 cents to kind of cover my card sleeve and the top loader and the envelope and that kind of thing. So the buyer total paid $2.93 for that card. The next thing we sold was this pair of Barbie cowboy boots. They're gold, and they have like a Western script design that says Barbie on them. And I believe they're from the late 80s, early 90s. And they sold for $7.19 plus shipping. The buyer paid $13.44 for that little tiny pair of boots. So the next item that we sold was another door handle, and it sold for $4.49 plus shipping, $12.39 shipped. And those keep rolling in. I sell one or two of them a week, sometimes more, just depending on who's buying them. And sometimes I can sell up to 6 at a time, and people are remodeling their houses, or a builder is building a house and needs multiples. And I get a lot of messages saying, thank you so much for having these. Home Depot or Lowe's had the right hand handles, but not the left hand. So I must have all the left hands because people keep coming to me to buy them. So the next thing we sold was this reissued Michelangelo action figure. So this is from 2021. They were sold in Walmart and Target. It's just a reproduction of the original. I personally hate that they're making these figures again, but they are collectible, and I find these for sale more often than I do the originals. So I pick them up. You know, they're originally $10 in store. And this one sold for $19.79 plus shipping. So the buyer paid $31.06 for this item. And it is just a reproduction toy. Now, this does bring the values down on the originals. It's become harder to sell a loose, complete Michelangelo, or even an original 1988 on-card Michelangelo, just because these are so much cheaper. Someone would rather pay, well, most people, I'd say most people would rather pay $30 for this item rather than spending $200 to $600, and in some cases even more than $600 if it's a soft head with a fan club flyer. They can get ridiculous, and if they're even graded, they can fetch well over $1,000 for a single carded figure. So, I mean, yeah, you've got to be a serious collector to be spending that kind of money, and the person that's going to spend that kind of money on a figure isn't even fazed by what's happening with these reproduction toys. But for someone like me, who's a reseller and also a fan and collector of these toys, it's kind of mixed feelings. Yes, I can buy these and make money, but it also devalues my collection at the same time. So it's a mixed feelings selling these. I don't mind if they reproduce figures, especially vehicles, and they make them a little different. They make them smaller in scale, kind of like what they did with the Technodrome. They made that in a smaller scale. And I have been buying all of these for my son because he's going to get to an age where he wants to play with Ninja Turtles, and I don't want him playing with the vintage ones because they're worth more money. And so I've been buying the reproductions. They're new on card. I can wrap them up just like I was unwrapping them when I was a kid. So there's also that factor too. People my age can buy these toys that they had when they were a kid for their kids brand new. And so that's cool. But at the same time, I think there needs to be measures taken to protect the vintage market at the same time. And quite frankly, the big box companies don't care about that. Playmates has already made their money on the vintage toys, so they don't care. They've got the molds for these toys, and they're going to keep on producing them and making more money. So the vintage market is far from their minds, in my opinion, because they've already made tons of money off that stuff. So still a really cool figure, still a decent sell. I was like $2.50 into this because I bought it in a lot, so it's a great profit. So let's move on, because I can go on and on and on about these reproduction figures, and I won't keep going because I can keep bringing up different lines that they're doing this with and destroying the vintage market. So the next item we sold was this 1985 complete in-box baseball NES game. Now, I got this at an estate sale. I actually got it after the estate sale was over. They had way overpriced all of the video games, so they were still there. But I got a chance to go in and see what was left, see if there was anything that I wanted to take before everything went to the thrift store. So, I mean, I still paid up for them, not nearly as much as I would have if I found them at a yard sale or an estate sale while it was still active. So I did get a really good discount on the video games, but I still gave them, more than what they probably would have been willing to accept. I probably could have paid a couple dollars a piece for them, and they wouldn't have cared because they have already decided that everything else that was there was just going to be donated to the thrift store, and they were going to move on with selling the house. So they really didn't care, but I did make them a good offer on the video games. I think I paid almost $200 for what I took. So, and I didn't take a ton, a stack of maybe like this. So, but it sold for $116.99 plus shipping. The buyer paid $138.77 shipped for that item. It was a great sell. It's the 5-screw version, and it's got a hang tab on the back. So it's one of the very first NES games that was sold in the United States. So super cool, rare find. I love stuff like that. And matter of fact, tonight I'm going to be running to a town about 40 minutes from here. I'm going to be picking up somebody's childhood collection of Ninja Turtles. They're originals. There's not much there, and there's a Technodrome in the lot. There's a collector case, a few figures. There's probably like 12 figures, but there's a lot of accessories. So I feel like he's priced them a little bit high, but I'm going to give him what he's asking. He's asking $200 for the lot. I'm going to give that to him because I feel that I can make my money back plus more. I'll probably double or triple what he's wanting just on the accessories and parts alone. So those of you that are into vintage toys, you know that the boxes and the accessories are really where the money's at. And the accessories are there in this lot. So Technodrome parts, accessories for figures, and I see parts for other vehicles in with the action figure accessories. So I think it's going to be a decent lot. I can probably turn that $200, get my money back, plus have $300 to $400 in profit. So I'm definitely going to go get them. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm going to pick up another Ninja Turtle lot in a town about 20 minutes from here. And it's a bunch of modern carded stuff, box stuff, NECA stuff, Playmates. But then there's also about 8 to 10 vintage items that are mint on card. An old mask, Rocksteady mask from 88 or 89. So there's a few goodies in the lot, you know, that'll help pay for it. I'm paying up for this, kind of helping a buddy out. But I'm really excited to get the lot and add it to my inventory and probably some of it to my collection. So we'll probably do a little video or a reel or something showcasing those items that we pick up this week. So those are the things we sold over the weekend, and I blabbered on about a bunch of stuff we're going to go pick up. So let's get into what we sold on Monday and today. All right, so for the first thing we sold on Monday was this vintage Breyer horse. It's from the 90s. It's in really good condition. It sold for $11.69 plus shipping. So the buyer paid $22.18. 90s Breyer horses don't go for a ton, but they are collectible. So I usually pick them up if I see them. Next thing is we sold a couple of Dutch Brothers stickers. These were from Halloween. I believe they glow in the dark. And the pair sold for $6 plus shipping, so $6.97 shipped. And we sold another doorknob. So that was $4.49 plus shipping. $11.49 shipped for that item. Then the next thing we sold was actually a vintage Motu figure. And it is Grizzlor. He's in really good condition. Very little paint loss on his boots. Really nice and clean. Comes with his little accessory there. And he sold for $15.29 plus shipping. So the buyer paid $22.68 shipped. And then the last item that we sold was actually some more horses. Got them in the bag here for you guys. It is a lot. I'll throw a picture up here too so you can kind of get a better idea of what they are. They're from 1996. They are miniature horses. And they are from the Grand Champions line, which was another very popular line of toys in the 90s. So this bag sold, it was 11 pieces, and it sold for $20 plus shipping. And it sold this morning, and the buyer paid $27.61 shipped for this item. So not bad for the last couple of days and the weekend. So far, I think I've had a sale every day for about 11 days. I can check that real quick. But so sales have definitely picked up. It's been super nice. So 14 days. So I've had a sale every single day for the last 14 days, which is awesome. Some days it was really low, but 14 days straight, I've had a sale. My sales are up right now, 40% from last month. So it feels really good. January, February, and most of March was just terrible. So I'm so glad that the collectibles market is starting to rebound, and it feels really good. It feels good for me to come out here and feel like I'm actually doing something to contribute to our finances. So guys, that's it for the video today. I am going to put this video on YouTube, so we will do another video showcasing the rest of the stuff we sold the rest of the week. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this with your friends. We really appreciate everybody who's following us. Everybody have a great day.
Halfshelltoys, rocking that flipping history. Nostalgia's where it's at. I can prove it. Come on in here and just take a look at it. Look no further. We got your childhood memories. Need to relive that moment. Just a few dollars.